We're muted.
All right, can you hear us now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, Amanda, you're so beautiful.
Yes. Oh my gosh. She's got like movie star smile.
All right, I'm gonna run to the restroom.
I'll sit here.
All right. I do. How are you?
Good.
Good. We got a llama between us. There we go.
So we got 14 nurses.
That's right. 4 feet.
You guys hear me okay?
I have to set an
Yes.
example. It won't last very
All right,
long.
cool.
You want to check out everyone's audio?
No, thank you.
Sure. Anybody else want some sound check?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
How do we get to the live feed?
I sent the link. It's in.
I know I'm on the link, but I don't see any live.
It's
Are you?
starting.
It's not live yet.
Let's start. Thanks, Annie.
Can you guys hear me?
Say it again.
Can you hear me? Does it sound okay?
Yes.
Yeah, be loud though. You know,
All right.
I would just give it a scotch more volume.
How's my sound? Can you hear me?
Sound.
Yes.
Yes.
You're down there, you can't see.
I'm not cutting out or anything like yesterday.
a little
Your
delayed.
video is a little bit glitchy.
Twitchy.
Hey, there we are too, and we're live on Facebook or YouTube, so it's working.
Yeah, let's not suck all our bandwidth out though. We'd be.
Turn it
I just want to make
Yeah,
sure
I
I'm
can
coming
take
through
off
clearly.
my
So,
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I think
Where's my
we're good.
on. What was that,
I'm
Trenton?
just teasing you.
Okay. Well,
I
I
said I just
believe
want to make sure I was coming through clearly so my speech works. So if I need to make any adjustments real quick.
it's good. Your camera's a little. There we go.
I just have to back up when I'm ready. I was just up close so I can unmute it.
And for all the students, we actually, in the Zoom chat, we actually put in the link directly to the, if you look at chat, there's a link directly to the YouTube stream in case you didn't get it or you can't get to it. That link right there will take you directly to that stream.
Will that compromise their connection at all?
They don't want to, but I want them to forward it. They can actually copy it.
Clarify, it's not for you to use.
We have 13 on right now on the YouTube one.
Good. How come they can't comment again? No.
It is on a delay.
Did you all see the Canvas post that told you that you should be muted the whole time until your bio is finished being read, then you click on mute? Did you all read that? Give me some big head nods. Yes. All right, good. Otherwise, we won't see you. So have some sort of audio that's going to bring the video your way, whether it's cheer squad or music or hey everyone, something, okay? And then we do have the power to mute you when we're done, but you know, mute yourself. Oh, we do?
Have that.
Okay.
So if they don't want to get up and reach over, we can just stick with muting with everybody.
Okay. Questions? Everybody knows what they're doing? Perfect. That's why you just,
I think we have some extras.
I think with them clicking,
Oh,
I didn't say anything different.
I've been zooming for one term.
They know what to do. I mean, they're,
I would say I
They're
feel like
used to
they-
having
I feel like
class.
They've used it enough. They should know.
I'll just share. We're good. Yes, and I can share. I have one here. That's my good.
I did, this is a special event.
Yeah.
That one step will get forgotten. And so
Yeah. So it's on speaker view still, right?
Yeah.
And we must be muted?
No, we're not.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Give me a second.
I was just wondering
Not on
why
us.
we're talking
Yeah.
and the video's not on us.
What you talking about, Liz?
Are you guys gonna let us know when the live is started?
Already up.
It's already up.
Okay.
You don't want to be on that though, or it's going to slow you down at your house, Jody.
Stay on what? Oh, I'm not, but I've got my mother-in-law texting me.
Oh, that's cute. So, you know what I mean? Should we expect not to see ourselves in the video ever?
We're seeing you
I
here.
can't, yeah.
Oh, you are?
I don't know what
At
you guys
this
see up
end,
there.
you are the speaker and we see you.
Okay.
And when Jody came on, she popped on.
Okay, so we never see ourselves at all. We only see gallery and then the most recent.
Service awards.
Yeah, he's got control of that part, so.
Okay.
The speaker on that side becomes big. They will see you as big, but you won't.
Is everybody there?
So don't expect to see yourself.
Everybody's.
Who is
17. There's two that aren't.
I just felt just how it was. When
I just wanted to know.
No. Just thought that was the point.
I don't want
As
to.
long as they're seeing the right thing.
They control what they see.
Oh, no.
Well, Jenna and Joe are
Jen and Joe are
together.
together, yeah. Who is missing? Who's missing? Yeah, I don't see Nancy. I'm gonna call Nancy, see if she can figure it out. Okay. Is she the only one we're missing?
Yeah.
Jacob's on there.
Is there anybody
Jacob, I see
online
Jacob.
using the Gen 7 iPad?
In this row?
Well, we need to know who it is.
We don't know who.
People are just joining and sending messages down below.
Oh, it's in the bottom right corner, yeah.
That's my name.
That's Chris Brown.
Chris Brown.
Oh, Chris Brown.
Okay.
Hey, get off,
We
Jen
don't
Steffen.
mention Chris Brown's.
We won't kick him off. All right.
Hey, Chris, we're gonna, I'm gonna make sure your video's off when we actually start the event. That way, on the big screen here, we'll have 18 students on. You'll still be able to see us. Is that okay?
Absolutely. That's,
Right.
go ahead and do that.
Thanks.
Thanks for being here, Chris.
We can introduce him.
Look at this.
Hopefully they didn't kick him off.
Hey, Michelle, is it Louise or Luis? S or P?
Luis with an S.
All right.
Okay.
Say it quickly and I'll try
If
my.
if it comes out as Louis, there's no problem. Who cares?
Well, that is either a Z or a S. We'll see.
Yeah.
See, right? Right. Yeah. Well, we're up to 39 guests on the YouTube stream.
All right.
People are watching the live stream.
What did Nancy just pop up?
How many?
Still waiting for Nancy.
I think when
See her on there?
Lori and the instructors are talking, they'll mute everyone. So when it comes to my pledge of a bio thing, we will unmute you. Right now, we're not doing anything. Yeah, they'll unmute it because we're unmuted.
Has anyone heard from Nancy?
I think Megan's on the phone with her.
Do individuals.
Calling her.
You're ready.
We're waiting. Yeah, we're waiting on one more.
Oh, there it is. That's just small.
There's John.
Behind this.
There was John.
Mhm.
Hi, John.
Hi, John.
Good evening, everyone.
Nice shirt. You look relaxed. That's great.
Any word about when is Nancy going to be able to get on, Megan?
She's trying to right now. I guess she lost track of time.
Oh, my. We need to like make an announcement for those that are In the, like, chat, you mean, or?
Those that are watching on YouTube.
We're just waiting. Oh. Waiting for one more student to get on. Don't they hear everything we say anyway? It's so cute. Cute balloons, Adriana.
I'm just checking out the videos.
So you can switch videos? Maybe
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah.
Fabulous. It looks like,
Is she on?
no, but I'm telling you, the video with the team of two,
Which one's that?
well, it's on the video, it's called Joe Jackson, but in the order, it'll be with Jenna Bradshaw. Do you want me to write that on your program?
Hi, you guys.
I'll get that. Yeah.
Okay, the video name is Joe Jackson.
There you are right there.
They'll both be announced with Jenna Bradshaw though, just so you know.
But the video is Joe Jackson.
Right,
Got it.
okay.
I'm getting better at it.
There we go. She's on.
She's on.
Hey, girl. Sorry. It's okay. Very pretty. Yeah.
All right.
We're ready. Go. Is it 5:30?
Yeah, so,
Bruce says wait.
wait 1 second.
Whenever you're ready.
Ready? I'm gonna start recording. 1, 2, 3. We're on.
Good evening and welcome everyone to the Blue Mountain Community College Nursing Programs Pinning Ceremony. This is the first time in 41 years that the pinning ceremony has been celebrated virtually. So thank you for coming. First, I'd like to begin by saying congratulations to you, Nursing Class 2020. This evening, we honor you who are realizing your dream and about to start your careers in the honorable profession of nursing. Your pinning ceremony signifies the official initiation into the brother and sisterhood of nurses. I'm Lori Post, and I'm the nursing program director and one of the instructors. And it's really a pleasure and honor to share in this special celebration, recognizing the achievements of this awesome group of graduate nurses. If you haven't been to a pinning ceremony before, you may be wondering what it's all about. Nursing pinning ceremonies aren't just a tradition, they're an important symbol of recognizing the students' hard work and dedication, and this moment represents their transition from student to registered nurse. Pinning ceremonies are held to not only recognize and honor the graduates, but also recognize all those that have played a supportive role in their journey. And at this time, I would like to recognize those who have contributed to their success. So I will introduce the full-time instructors. First, Carol Lovell. And Carol is retiring this year after being at BMCC as a nursing instructor for 17 years. And Tony Blake. And Jessica Humphreys. Part-time nurses and clinical teaching associates also played an important role in educating our students in the lab and clinical settings. And we really could not have a successful program without you. And so we thank you if you're listening in. We give thanks to everyone that has supported the program, such as administration, staff, donors, clinical sites, community partners, and a special thanks to all of you that helped make this pinning ceremony a virtual reality. Finally, we would like to recognize family, friends, and significant others who supported the nursing students in big and small ways. You may have listened patiently or given hugs and words of encouragement as he or she worried over starting that first IV or injection given to a classmate, or faced another grueling test, prepared for that early morning or 12-hour night shift clinical, told you they couldn't do fun stuff because of the need to read volumes of textbook pages, or they had papers to write, and the list goes on and on. You also shared in their successes of clinical experiences, tests passed, and their mastery of lab skills. For your support and patience, we applaud you. And if the students were on stage, they would stand and they would all applaud you. So thank you for your support. Supportive people of the Graduate Nurse's Choice pins him or her during the ceremony. So here you see a picture of the BMCC's nursing program pin, and most pins have symbolic meaning and they often represent the unique history of the specific nursing program. And so with our pin, you see the picture of the bucking horse, which represents Pendleton, the Roundup City, and that is Pendleton is where the first BMCC campus was built. And then you see the Blue Mountains that surround the campus. And then there's the torch that symbolizes knowledge and achievement. Nursing is both an art and a science. And I imagine that graduates would agree at this point that perhaps the most surprising and challenging aspect of nursing school is that about 95% of nursing is what people don't see, that critical thinking. And the other 5% is what people see us doing, such as hands-on skills, charting, talking to patients, and that's the science of nursing. These graduate nurses have also proven themselves to be compassionate and caring, which is why most of us go into nursing school. The terms caring and compassion are those catchy little words that you commonly hear, but what do they really mean? Many times it's those little things. Having a helpful, positive attitude, use of kind words and a listening ear, maybe therapeutic touch, a smile, and sometimes crying with patients. It's those little things that soothe the heart and spirit of our patients, and they can be the most important things that we do as nurses, and that is the art of nursing. Nurses have the opportunities to work with patients, families, and communities from crisis to recovery and from birth to death. As nurses, we are very fortunate to be in a profession that allows us to enter another sacred space and really truly make a difference in someone's life, and many times without even knowing it. Before spring term started, what was comfortable, known, and familiar to nursing faculty and nursing students was turned upside down. But what a time to be in nursing school. Students were able to watch in real time the hospital's administration staff and nurses as they provided services while protecting staff and the community during the public health crisis. And we are so grateful for those opportunities for students. And I think if there's one thing that I learned through this pandemic is how adaptable nurses and nursing students are as we work together in this term, living with ambiguity. And in early March, to me, graduation seemed like really a fuzzy target, but yet here we are. I can't help but believe that the students' flexibility and optimism this spring term will frame how they look at challenges for the rest of their nursing career. So graduates, on behalf of BMCC, I congratulate you on your accomplishments. Your hard work, your diligence, and your determination will serve you well as practicing nurses. As this first step of your formal education comes to an end, it's certain that you'll always be reflective and lifelong learners, as well as touch many, many lives. You've already touched many, many lives. Learn from your patients and colleagues. And when you collaborate and support each other, you will be the change makers for your patients and your communities. You have a bright future full of continued personal and professional experiences and opportunities. Whatever field of nursing you choose, please remember those little things. And as I promised you during orientation, it really is all worth it. And congratulations. And now I turn it over to Jody Primus.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Lori. Before I begin tonight, I want to take a minute on behalf of my classmates to thank our instructors for all of their guidance and endless support. We went ahead and pulled together some some money to get each of you guys a gift card to thank you for your patience, your never ending work on our behalf and on behalf of the whole program. This is a wonderful program, and we're truly thankful for all that you guys do day in and day out. We also want to take a minute to recognize Carol and to thank her for all of her work. As you guys know, Carol is retiring, and we put together a gift basket to thank Carol for all of her work for that she's done over the years for BMCC nursing program. Carol, I just wanted to say a couple things. Not only have you put in a lot of years, but a lot of love and a lot of dedication to each of your students. You have a very special place in each of our hearts. And we want to thank you very much for all that you've done. And we hope that you have a wonderful retirement and enjoy those grandkids.
Thank you all so much. Thank you, Jody. Thank you all. And I can't talk right now.
Well, you've been a wonderful example to us, and we each one of us, you really do hold a special place in our hearts, and we're so grateful for your guidance and your wisdom and your advice all the time. So thank you. I'll go ahead and get started on my little talk here that I've prepared. As I reflected on our class and who we are and what we've been through, I was trying to think of, what we have in common. We all have differences. We come from different backgrounds. We have different life experiences and different perspectives. But the one thing that kept coming to me, and Lori just mentioned it, was compassion. And I think that that's absolutely necessary to be a good nurse. We all of us have a very high level of compassion. And I was looking on Merriam-Webster, and they define compassion as sympathetic consciousness of others' distress together with a desire to alleviate it. And I love that definition, because it doesn't just talk about
Jody, you froze. Oh, she dropped clear out of it.
That's a battery.
titled Compassion, the Key to the Art of Nursing, from
What's her band?
Those kids in the background on their phones.
the same areas of the brain that are related to pleasure are also connected to compassion.
Judy, can you still hear us?
Can you tell somebody to call Jody and tell her she went out? Does she know?
Am I back on?
There you are. We can hear you. We don't have video.
Yeah, she's there. I have a video.
Jody, we can't hear you.
I'm calling her now. Hey, are you back on?
I don't know. Where did you guys lose me?
If they're all using Wi-Fi, if they're all using.
Lucy, will you ask Jody to have all of her kiddos get off the Wi-Fi too?
Did you hear that, Jody?
Yeah, everybody turned off their Wi-Fi.
Everybody is. She said when she started the video that the host has stopped it.
All right. Ask her to start.
Okay. Am I back up?
I will. 1 second. Got it.
Okay. Am I back on?
Yes, Jody.
Frozen.
Except for now you're frozen.
You don't have a phone number for that, do we?
Great. I didn't bring my phone.
Invite, see if you can get an invite.
I wonder, should I leave and start?
On the invite.
Lucy,
Does it say?
can Jody just give her speech through your phone?
Jody, do you want to just give your speech through my phone?
We won't be able to see her, but we can hear it.
Okay. She's gonna try to leave and come back.
Okay.
Okay. Am I back on?
Yes.
Okay.
It's all right.
Of course, it can happen. Okay, everybody can hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, I'm not sure where I lost you guys.
Definition of compassion.
Okay. Anyway, I found this article, Compassion, the Key to the Art of Nursing by Karen Silva, and she spoke about the importance of compassion in nursing. And she said that compassion is like an exercise. The more you do it, the more intrinsic rewards you receive. The same areas in the brain that are related to pleasure are also connected to compassion. It's why even when we're on the verge of burnout, it's very hard to ever leave nursing. It's addictive. Nursing is mentally, emotionally, and physically demanding work. Meeting the needs of multiple patients, helping their families, taking care of patients who are very ill, and those who are dying can be very draining. The long hours and physical and psychological demands of the work can take a toll. This is where Silva believes teaching nurses to practice compassion with patients and coworkers and themselves can play a role in easing those factors that contribute to burnout. That's the art of nursing. Sometimes, because of all the demands of the work, you can leave compassion behind, but you mustn't. You're not just a laborer, she says. And as I have been thinking about what all I wanted to say, there was two things that kept coming back to my mind. And one was this idea of compassion, that topic. And the other was a quote that kept coming back into my mind that was shared with me by a friend a long time ago. And it was one of those quotes that you hear and it just sticks with you. And it's something that I have reflected on and thought about many times. And it's something that I have tried to incorporate into who I want to be. But lately, I've been thinking about this quote specifically in relation to nursing. Can everybody still hear me? Am I still good? Okay, sorry. And so anyway, I was thinking about this quote that I love, and I decided to do a Google search. I'd never searched it up to see who said it. And that kind of led me into a direction that I wasn't thinking about going, but I found an article that was in actually the Good Housekeeping magazine of December 2014. And there was this article titled, "The 12 Beautiful Life Lessons Mr. Rogers Taught Us." Now, I don't know how many of you who are listening are familiar with Mr. Rogers. And some of my classmates are probably too young to know, but I grew up watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And it turns out that he shared in this article that that is one of his favorite quotes. And the quote was by Mary Lou Kaunaki. She was a nun and a writer. And here's the quote. She said, "There isn't anyone you couldn't love once you've heard their story." And although we may feel inclined to argue that idea and point out exceptions to that rule, I do believe that it carries a large truth behind it. And I think that it's very applicable to nursing. And I try to keep this in mind throughout, in my life as I meet people. And I think it's something that we can incorporate into our nursing practice. It'll help us to have more compassion and allow us to have better connections with our patients, to be able to better serve them and their families. As I, found this article, I decided I wanted to read the whole thing. It was really interesting to learn more about Mr. Rogers. And I found it to be very interesting and inspiring, and I gained more insight into who he was, and he shared many thoughts that there's a few that I wanted to share with you. One thing he said is that he felt very strongly that despite our differences, we all basically have the same fears and desires at our core. And understanding that leaves so much room for empathy. He also reminded us to all embrace our individual power. He said, never underestimate the impact that your mere existence can have on another human being. He said, there is something of yourself that you leave at every meeting with another person. And I think we can take that into consideration as we practice nursing, and how every time we come in contact with another, another patient or coworker, that we leave something behind and we can make an impression. Another thing that he said that really reminded me of therapeutic communication, which we've talked a lot about in nursing school, was he says, people have said, don't cry to other people for years and years. And all that has ever meant is, I'm too uncomfortable when you show your feelings. Don't cry. And then he goes on to say, I'd rather have them say, go ahead and cry. I'm here to be with you. Mr. Rogers also spoke about when he was a boy and he would see scary things in the news, and his mother would say to him, look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping. To this day, especially in times of disaster, he remembers his mother's words, and he's always comforted by realizing that there are still so many helpers in the world. The article finishes by talking about when Mr. Rogers moved an entire room of celebrities to tears when he got up to receive his Life Achievement Award at the Emmys in 1997. And instead of going on about his accomplishments and listing off a bunch of thank yous, instead, he asked everyone in the audience to take 10 seconds to think of all the people who have helped you become who you are. Those who cared about you and wanted what was best for you in life. He said, I'll count the time. And he looked at his watch. And so I would like to ask all of you to take a minute tonight to think about all the people who have helped you become who you are, who have cared about you, and wanted what was best for you. And as I thought about this, I was very humbled because my list seemed to be never ending. As we all know, this nursing journey was not easy. It was very difficult, but we're here. We did it. And with the help of all of our instructors, one another, our loved ones, our CTAs, and the influence of all those who have shaped our lives up to this point, we have been able to accomplish a very noble and praiseworthy goal. In closing, I would like to encourage each of you as you move forward in your nursing careers to remember the words of wisdom from Mr. Rogers and Mary Lou Kaunaki, to always treat patients and coworkers with compassion to be good listeners, to try to understand their perspectives, to try to see them for who they really are and where they're coming from, and to be the kind of nurse that the patients we care for can feel safe and comfortable sharing their feelings with and crying with. Never underestimate the power your impact can have on those you serve. And strive each day to be one of those helpers in the world who can make a positive impact and make our world a better place. As I have gotten to know all of you, my classmates, I have seen so much goodness and compassion in all of you. I feel so strongly that you guys are all such wonderful people, and I have so much confidence in you. I feel so honored to have crossed paths with all of you. I'm proud of you, and I truly wish you all the very, very best. I love you guys. Thank you. And now I will turn the time over to Trenton Dixon for our next speech. Thank you.
Thanks, Jody. Hello, everyone. You all hear me?
Yes.
First off, I want to say thank you to everyone for joining us, the class of 2020, during our pinning ceremony. It means a lot to us to have our family and friends here to celebrate this accomplishment. Seeing how at the beginning of the spring term, we weren't certain if this was going to happen. One of the greatest minds of all time, Albert Einstein, once said, "Time flies when you're having fun." It's hard to believe that 2 years ago at this time, we were about ready to start the journey to our career of being a nurse. Time really did fly by. It seems like it was just yesterday when we all gathered for the program orientation, or when we were all freaking out about the dreaded vital sign checkoff. Even though there were times of great stress, we all made it. We made it through the hours of lecture, the grueling exams, the simulation labs, hours upon hours of clinical rotations, and finally, our practicums. Along the way, we made memories and formed friendships that will last a lifetime. Maybe it was the subcutaneous injections we did on each other, or our first IV stick being on each other. I will never forget laying Easter eggs out in the rain with my fellow classmates, the many miniature celebrations we had after our tests, or even playing catch out in the yard during breaks. I'll especially remember the one day that Clayton and I taught Jacob how to throw a tight spiral with the football. I think we can all agree that we are all still looking forward to seeing Joe wear that skirt. Of course, we could not have done it without our support systems. I would like to thank all of our families and friends for understanding that we had to study for hours, and sometimes we had to pass on opportunities so we could focus for our next exam. I would like to thank our families who experienced the stress of nursing school just as we did, and staying with us and keeping us strong through it. I would like to thank our instructors for always being open to questions and willing to help us at any hours when we would send emails. I'd also like to thank our CTAs and all the nurses that have helped us throughout our journey. I'd especially like to give a thank you to St. Anthony's, Wallowa Memorial, and Pioneer Memorial for helping us finish this term, because without them, we probably wouldn't be here today. I would like to thank every single one of you. Without you, we wouldn't have been able to make it. We were each other's support system and will always be each other's support system. I wish everyone luck as we start our new jobs and hope to hear of the great accomplishments everyone achieves in the future. Now, I'd like to turn it over for a presentation showing the memories of our class 2020 throughout our journey through the nursing program.
Outstanding Student Award. And every year, nursing instructors nominate students for the Eastern Oregon Nurse Leadership Council Outstanding Student Nurse Award. That's a mouthful. Nominated students submit their information and the council reviews and selects one of the students. Students are selected based on scholastic achievement, volunteer service, leadership ability, future goals, and the desire to stay in a rural community. This year's recipient came into the nursing program with a bachelor's degree in mass communications and maintained a 3.63 cumulative GPA while at BMCC. For the past 5 years, he's been a volunteer wrestling coach at Hermiston High School and the Hermiston Mat Club. He stated he enjoys coaching, mentoring, and motivating youth wrestlers to be better people and members of the community. He plans to get his Bachelor of Science degree in nursing and work in an emergency department with aspirations to one day be in a leadership position in a local rural hospital. This year's outstanding student nurse is Clayton Cook. Congratulations, Clayton. When I receive your plaque, I'll send it to you, okay? Next, we have the presentation of pins.
Give me a second. You all ready? You see and hear me okay? Yes, okay. First, we have Adriana Acevedo. Adriana is from Hermiston, Oregon, and she's being pinned by her mother, Mary. Adriana would like to thank her family for always being there for her and her friends that have helped make nursing school a little less stressful. Adriana plans to continue her education with OHSU and earn her BSN. She plans on moving to Portland at the end of the summer.
Everyone.
Okay. Next, we have Michelle Aguilar. Michelle is from Pendleton, Oregon, and is being pinned by her husband, Louise, and their daughter, Mila. Michelle would like to thank Louis for his support during this journey and helping the kids with the kiddos. She would also like to thank Amy and Jody for the fun study sessions and their encouragement. We did it, ladies. Michelle will be working with EOCI while continuing her education at OHSU on her BSN.
Is it doing it?
Yeah.
Thanks, Kim. Give me a high five. Thanks, guys.
Okay, next we have Jenna Bradshaw and Joe Jackson, brother and sister. So they'll be pinned together by their mother. So first I'd like to read Jenna's bio, if that's okay. Jenna Bradshaw is from many places, but has come to call Pendleton, Oregon her home. She's being pinned by her mother, Cheryl. Jenna would like to thank her parents for being her pillars of strength during a season of life that required so much more than she could withstand alone, and her daughter, Charlie, for her kindness and understanding during the seemingly endless hours of schoolwork. Thank you to her mother, Cheryl, who sacrificed precious years to help Jenna rebuild a firm foundation for her and Charlie. Jenna plans to continue her education at OHSU towards her BSN and beyond. She's thankful for joining the team at St. Anthony Hospital this August. Okay, and her brother, Joe Jackson, originally from Modesto, California, will also be pinned by their mother, Cheryl. A special thank you to Joe's mother and father, Nate and Cheryl Jackson, for their unwavering support throughout nursing school. This would not have been possible if it were not for them. To Joe's children, Piper and Leo, for their patience throughout this process, and to his sister Jenna for dredging through the nursing program with him. After graduation, Joe plans on continuing his education with OHSU towards his BSN and the beginning of his nursing career. Congratulations.
Thanks, Jess. Yeah, okay. Thanks.
Okay, next we have Miss Kyra Brown. Kyra is from Hermiston, Oregon, and is being pinned by her husband, Jesse. Kyra would like to thank her husband, Jesse, who's been her rock during this challenging, hard, and fun journey of nursing school. Thank you, Jesse, for always making me smile when I struggled to find it and keeping me going at my lowest points. She wants to thank her family for all the moral support they've given her along the way, and her cohort for the new relationships she will forever cherish. Kyra plans to continue her education through OHSU towards her BSN. She'll be working at Good Shepherd in the ED starting this August.
Thank you, Jess. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yay!
We're just kidding. Okay, Lucy Carlson is next. Lucy's from Spokane, Washington, and she's going to be pinned today by her fiance, Andy. She'd like to thank Andy, Taylor, Nathan, and JP for countless encouragement, love, laughs throughout these last years. Lucy would also like to thank and acknowledge her parents, brother, sister, and sister for all their support and toasting to her success. Thank you to her study groups. Those early morning study sessions were something to always look forward to. Thank you to her teachers for sharing all their knowledge and experience with all of us. And finally, to all of her classmates, we did it. Congratulations, everyone. We worked hard, and I'm so proud of all of us. Lucy has accepted a position in the St. Anthony's new graduate program. She also plans to continue her education with OHSU towards her Bachelor's of Science in Nursing this fall.
Thank you, Jess. Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks.
Now it's my turn. Next up, it's Laura Chandler. Laura is from Hermiston, Oregon, and is being pinned by her husband, Jared, and their 3 children, Aiden, Ryan, and Ethan. Laura would like to thank Jared for taking care of the kids and always being supportive. Her children for understanding she couldn't always spend time with them, even though she wanted to. Her parents for helping with school pickups, drop-offs, and occasional babysitting. And her friend, Tina, who made her take time out for herself. Michelle, thank you for carpooling with me to school every day, and especially for cramming in the car on test days and late night texting conversations. Lastly, she wants to thank her instructors for always believing she had what it took to be a nurse, even when she couldn't see it for herself. Without all these people, she never would have made it to this day. Laura plans to continue her education and earn her BSN. She is eager to spend much needed time with her family before entering the workforce. You're up.
Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
Oh my goodness. Yep, right here. Come here. Now do it. There you go. Good job, buddy. Good job.
Okay, next up is Clayton Cook. Clayton Cook is from Hermiston, Oregon. Clayton is being pinned by his wife, Justine, and their daughter, Acadia. Clayton would like to thank his wife for all her support and for all her help correcting his APA formatting mistakes. He would also like to thank his fellow classmates and instructors for making the last 2 years an enjoyable experience and laughing at most of his stupid jokes. Clayton would like to give a special thank you to Carol for sticking it out and putting up with the 2020 cohort for 1 more year. Clayton intends to earn his BSN through HSU starting in the fall and will be working for Good Shepherd in the emergency department.
You hear us?
Yep.
Thanks.
Okay, next is Trenton. Trenton Dixon is from North Powder, Oregon, and is being pinned by his grandpa, Charlie Simpson, and his wife, Megan. Trenton would like to thank his wife, parents, in-laws, and the rest of his family for their support over the past 2 years while he has been in school. Additionally, he would like to thank Kyra and Clayton for always giving him a ride to class. Trenton plans to continue his education at OHSU to earn his BSN while working as an RN on the medical surgical floor at Grand Ron Hospital in La Grande, Oregon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, get your hand up.
Next is Jacob. Jacob Enriquez is from Hermiston, Oregon, and is being pinned by his brother Hugo. Jacob would like to thank his parents, Hugo and Elsa, for supporting him throughout the years. He would also like to thank his classmates and instructors for their support. Jacob will continue his education at the Oregon Health and Science University to earn his BSN. He will also begin working at St. Anthony Hospital starting in August.
Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, Michelle. Michelle Gerard is from Hermiston, Oregon, and is being pinned by her husband, Caleb. Michelle would like to thank God for giving her strength daily and her husband, Caleb, for the never-ending support and love. A big thank you to her kids, Aiden and Zyla, for always cheering her on and being patient, especially during exam weeks. She would also like to thank her mom for all the encouraging phone calls, her instructors for the support, and a huge thank you to her sister-in-law, Kirsten, and mother-in-law, Teresa, for watching her kids and making it possible to attend clinicals in school. Michelle plans to spend some quality time with family and friends and will continue her education to earn her BSN. She will be working at Good Shepherd starting in August.
Thanks, Tony.
You're welcome. Next is Nancy. Nancy Lathrop is from Athena, Oregon, is being pinned by her boyfriend Tyler and immediate family. Mom Patty Jo, Dad Les, sisters Megan and Kate, and nephews Harlan, Leo, and Luca. Nancy would like to give a special thank you to her parents for helping edit her many papers, Tyler for always encouraging her to never give up on her dreams, to her sister Megan for letting her crash on the couch countless times, and to her best friend Megan Matthews for being the best study buddy a nursing student could ask for. Nancy would also like to say thank you to all her classmates and instructors for all the laughs, advice, and knowledge gained during the last 2 amazing years. Nancy plans to continue her education to obtain her BSN.
Amy Marvin. Amy lives in Pendleton, Oregon. Her husband, Chris, will be pinning her. Amy would like to thank her husband, Chris, and son, Atlas, for all of their patience and encouragement while she was in school. It would not have been possible to finish without her husband making sure that laundry got done and dinner was made while she studied. She would also like to thank the nursing instructors for all their support and wisdom. After graduation, Amy plans to continue her education at OHSU to earn her BSN. and she will be working at St. Anthony starting August 3rd.
Thanks, Carol.
Congratulations, Amy.
Thank you.
Megan Matthews. Megan Matthews is from Pilot Rock and is being pinned by her sister Brooke and Brielle. Megan would like to thank her family, the small town community of Pilot Rock and Pendleton, and her wonderful co-workers at St. Anthony Hospital for pushing her to be her best and mentoring her throughout her career. Most importantly, she wants to thank Nancy for starting this crazy nursing school adventure with her, for always being there with a Nancy face, to make her laugh when needed, and for being there to lean on for support all throughout the journey. Megan plans to start her career in labor and delivery at Rogue Regional Medical Center in Southern Oregon, with plans to continue advancing her education in nursing.
Thank you, Carol.
Amanda McGloin. Amanda resides in Hermiston and is being pinned by her husband, Chris, and their two children, Jordan and Landon. Amanda will be continuing her education at OHSU starting this fall to earn her bachelor's. She has accepted a position with the new graduate RN residency program at St. Anthony Hospital, where she aspires to work in the emergency department. Amanda would like to send a special thank you to her family for all of their love and support during her journey in becoming a nurse. She sent the thank you to her instructors at BMCC for all of their dedication and time into molding her cohort and all of the numerous nursing students before them. Your service into shaping the nurses of tomorrow will never be forgotten. She thanks her classmates for all of the memories, laughs, and encouragement along the way. Amanda leaves her class with these words: friends, as we finish our final term of nursing school and enter into the career we have all aspired and worked so hard for, we face several new and unknown challenges. May we all find and hold on to internal strength while wading through our first week, our first month, and our first year as registered nurses during a global pandemic. Here's to 2020, Year of the Nurse. Cheers. That's awesome. Jody Primus. Jody is from Pendleton and is being pinned by her husband Dan and their 4 children, Caden, Colin, Colson, and Kelsey. Jody would like to give a special thanks to her husband Dan for his endless love, encouragement, and support while always trying to make her smile, as well as his tremendous amount of help with laundry, housework, grocery shopping, and cooking. She would also like to thank her kids for their unconditional love, encouragement, and patience during these past 2 years. She could not have accomplished this goal without her family supporting and encouraging her along the way. She would also like to thank her classmates and instructors for their kindness and dedication to this program. Jody plans on enjoying a summer of relaxing, boating, and camping with her family. She will begin her nursing career at St. Anthony Hospital in August while working toward a BSN degree online. She someday hopes to become a traveling nurse when her kids are grown and her husband retires.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Carol.
Welcome. Congratulations. Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker is from Ellensburg, Washington, is being pinned by her grandmother, Gloria Goodwin. Trey would like to thank her entire family for their continuous support throughout her nursing school endeavor. Thanks, Mom and Dad, for providing words of wisdom in times of panic and doubt, in addition to the brief pep talks prior to every exam or major assignment. Trey would especially like to thank her grandma Gloria, as she has been a major inspiration to Trey throughout this program. Finally, Trey would like to thank her instructors for their time and dedication, as they greatly contributed to her success and ability to graduate on schedule during these uncertain times. Trey is grateful to be a part of this exceptional class of 2020 BMCC nursing students and thankful for the lifelong friendships she has made along the way. Trey plans to continue her education online at Oregon Health and Science University to obtain a bachelor's degree in nursing while working at St. Anthony Hospital in Pendleton. She will start in August as a part of St. Anthony new graduate RN residency program.
Nurse. Thank you,
Darian Scott. Darian is from Kennewick, Washington, and is being pinned by her older sister, Randy, along with her parents and other sisters. Darian would like to thank her husband, Joe, for helping her through stressful times and editing countless journals, even while away training in the Air Force. Darian would also like to thank all of her family members for their constant love and support, her classmates for the camaraderie, her instructors for their wisdom, and Pop-Tarts for providing a convenient breakfast on early clinical mornings. Darian will be starting a position at Providence St. Mary Medical Center in Walla Walla in August on their acute care floor, and plans to pursue her Bachelor of Science in Nursing in the near future.
Thanks, Carol. Yeah, we're muted. Okay. Thank you, Carol.
Welcome. Congratulations. Jessica Woodward. Jessica is from Union, Oregon, and will be pinned by her mother, Tressie Reynolds. Jessica would like to thank her husband, Austin, for his unconditional support, love, and allowing her to practice her assessment skills on him ad nauseum.
Yes.
Jessica would also like to thank her family for supporting her grounded. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Jessica would also like to thank her family for keeping her grounded and her classmates for all their support, encouragement, and laughs. And last, Jessica would like to thank the nursing instructors for their guidance, patience, and their willingness to go above and beyond for each of us. You guys are irreplaceable. Jessica plans to continue her education and pursue an advanced degree in nursing as a nurse educator or nurse practitioner. She will be working at Grand Ronde Hospital starting in August.
Thank you, Carol.
Welcome. Now that I've stopped crying, thank you all. I can't imagine a better class to be my last class. So thank you all. Love you all. Have great careers.
Well, hopefully you, family, and friends will be able to reconnect with these graduates starting this summer. I'm sure that you have barely seen them the last couple of years. I'm going to talk just for a minute about Florence Nightingale. She was given the nickname the Lady with a Lamp because of her service to the wounded British of the Crimean War in deplorable conditions in the early 1850s. She was said to be seen in the dark of the night when all others were asleep, moving from wounded soldier to wounded soldier to give them aid, comfort, and hope. And she carried a lamp so that she could see them and they could see her. During this current global pandemic, the World Health Organization has designated 2020 as the Year of the Nurse, and it also marks Florence's birth 200 years ago. She was one of the first public health nurses working with the soldiers that were dying more from infectious diseases than injuries related to battle. The ceremonial lighting of a lamp represents a symbolic gesture of the nurse graduate's dedication to the profession. And as the candle representing the Nightingale Pledge is lit, it is hoped that graduates and instructors can recite the Nightingale Pledge. So if you all have your program with you, on the back is a Nightingale Pledge, and if you could unmute yourself, that would be great, and we will all read it together. So we'll wait a minute for you all to unmute. Okay. Okay. Ready with your program and standing?
Oh,
Standing. You know, move the camera.
Do we have to stand?
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we're supposed to.
Okay, here we go.
With full knowledge of the responsibilities I am undertaking, I pledge to care for my patients with all the knowledge, skill, and understanding that I possess, without regard to race, color, creed, politics, or social status. I will spare no effort to conserve meaningful life, to alleviate suffering, and to promote health. I will refrain from any action which might be harmful to the quality of life
of those I care for.
I will respect at all times the dignity and privileges of patients under my care. Hold in professional confidence all the personal information entrusted in me.
I will endeavor
to keep my professional knowledge and skills at the highest level
and give
my support and cooperation to all members of the healthcare team.
with
Full
full
awareness of my qualifications and limitations,
I will do
my utmost to maximize the potential of the nursing profession
and to uphold and advance its standards.
Good job. So, I proudly introduce to you all the nursing class of 2020. You can all celebrate with your family and friends, and thank you for your patience. I think it went very well, and thank you to everybody that helped. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye.